she's not giving this up. This bit is dead, but she's not giving it up. I'm pretty grateful, Fresh Bake, that we've got Last Jedi coming out, and still, I can't believe I'm saying this, that they didn't give us Hyperspace Mountain. Yeah, right?
Well, I mean, I think they realize, like, Season of the Force ran long enough, they don't, at this point, they don't need it.
Well, but also, do you think that there wasn't enough positive feedback on?
No, I think I've met people who like hyperspace better than regular, which are saying, blasphemy, be gone, Satan. But
I don't know. I was a fan of hyperspace for like a week.
It was good, but it was a lot of fun. But you can't top that Michael G. Kino score.
No, you really can't. The Space Mountain track,
like
the soundtrack for Space Mountain
was
cannot.
Composed specifically for the ride.
It's so good.
Like, it was composed for the ride.
It's so good. That makes that ride. That makes the ride.
Yeah.
The whole thing. That's why whenever we do Ghost Galaxy, we're like meh. And after the, once you get over the Force or the Hyperspace Mountain thing, you're like meh.
Like, again, hyperspace is fun, but that's arranging a composition that wasn't really made for the ride.
Not to mention the graphic and the the projections. That
cool.
building wasn't built for that.
The projections are cool, but the problem is when they're up, you can see a lot more of the structure.
Yeah.
Which ruins some of the.
You need a building purpose built for that in order to make that work correctly. Which obviously it isn't. So I'm glad that we got good old Space Mountain. The classics, man.
In the meantime, Paris still has to deal with hyperspace.
Yeah, they do.
Though they got it a lot later, but still.
But the classics are classics for a reason.
It's true.
That's why people still go to Rolling Stones concerts, man.
That's why Small World, even whether it's holiday or normal, still gets the one.
Yep.
Because it's a wonderful, beautiful thing.
We did this last night.
I figured you would, which is why I wrote it last Saturday.
It was quite casual. It wasn't even that,
The hell?
I know, it was well organized.
On a Friday night.
It was well organized.
Well, you know what? The parades had already passed for the evening, so.
What's that?
The parades would have already passed by then.
Well, that's true, but still, I've been through there.
It's a mess when the parades are going.
It was.
Because they have to, the line still goes up there, so they have to hold the line while the parade goes through. Then during a gap, send some people back and forth, assuming there's space on each side.
Yeah.
And if there's not, you have to just sit there.
No, it was. I mean, it was a wait. It was 20 minutes even with a fast pass, but it wasn't like chaos and confusion. It was well done. Same thing, Ian, and I talked about this last night during Fantasmic. I walked right through the path during Fantasmic.
The hell is
I know! I was like, I couldn't even realize.
You found a freak accident right there.
It was like.
Because you were here on Friday night during holiday time when a new
That's right.
Updated. No, that was a freak accident. No one take that to mean that things are inherently going well, okay? That's an outlier.
I couldn't tell if we were getting lucky or if it just wasn't crowded. But
it's inconclusive. You need more data.
It was the path, the opening, because there was a lot of people standing there watching. Yeah. But from here, like, I mean, there was a good 6 foot wide path that was wide open. You could just What? I'm sorry, I'm doing visual clues for Fresh Bake. Is that what you're doing? Oh, okay. It was a breeze. It was a total breeze. What are we doing here in ToonTown?
Oh, I don't know. You've been ignoring us for the last 10 minutes.
I've been having.
To tell you that the happy people were saying hello to us.
I was waving at them.
No, dog. You walked right over them.
That was because I couldn't see them anymore.
In fact, they stopped and they were like, Fresh Bake! Oh, never mind, David. See what you missed? See what you missed?
But you know, if you had looked, they wouldn't have done that.
All right.
It's true.
We are here in ToonTown for the third time in 2 weeks.
Did it just get like 10 degrees hotter in this land?
It's warmer out here. Hey, look, it's Goofy.
It's almost like
Get him!
all concrete and asphalt.
Let me attack him. He's going inside.
She's going back out.
I just see Let me kiss. I feel better.
Okay, good. We're here to just talk about a little bit about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Perhaps the second worst name for an attraction since, what was the other one I didn't like? What was was it Tower of Terror? Mission Breakout? I really hated that name.
It's not a good name.
It's not a good name. Anyway, okay, so here's what we're trying to give you guys, like, kind of an on-the-ground view of what might happen. This particular land is about 3 acres, from what I understand. And the size of the building at Hollywood Studios, the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Clara, do you mind? God.
She's practicing.
Okay, but forever?
She can't hit certain notes. What happens when you have to try again? If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Thank you, Clara. Thank you.
Clara's showing life.
It's about 1.8 acres is what the rumors are suggesting, or the conjecture is, which means roughly 2/3 of what we're looking at here will be occupied by.
Assuming they didn't put it in any backstage, and they use only existing.
Assuming, right, exactly. Assuming they don't use any of the expansion area.
Assuming they only reduce capacity and don't increase it. That's Disney, all right.
On the other side of this building is just, it's kind of like
it's part of the offices and
offices, and I think a staging area for like shows and stuff.
Some warehouses for floats. There's a parking structure for the offices.
Right. Which, for whatever reason, people think you can just automatically just get rid of that, and that's like you don't have to.
Well, they've already moved tons of backstage.
I know.
At this point, anything that's left here is necessary stuff.
Yeah, you can't just take that space and not.
They've pretty much already offloaded any backstage stuff that doesn't need to be on site.
Right. So I'm not sure that that's a possibility. Putting it behind here. What we're trying to do is save some of ToonTown for this supposed attraction. But it looks like the most logical way is because that's the stuff that's the most expendable, really, is...
Yeah, that back.
Well, let's walk down this way. Look at it, guys. We came up here to Donald's boat, and Sarah's down there messing with Pluto. Sara!
Oh, look over here!
Where are they going?
I don't know where they're...
I said Donald's boat. As we were saying, the most expendable attractions, it seems to me, are Gadgets, Chippendales, and even Mickey and Minnie's house, which are great. Love Mickey and Minnie's houses, but they are expendable because they're just walk-through attractions. They don't really eat people so much. No. And where we're standing, Donald's boat, obviously Donald and Goofy's house can go. The only attraction here that really gobbles up people is Roger Rabbit.
No, I mean, well, normally I am a big argument for making it have efficient railway rides. There is an argument of value to intrinsic value to things that aren't just super efficient too. So.
No, I totally agree. That was one of the things that I was.
Normally, the person's like, "Oh, everything's so inefficient. Have something that eats people." But there is a value to things that you walk through and take slowly.
Well, here's the thing: there are X number of people here, and in there, and in there. So all that added up is the same as what Mickey's Runaway Railway would be occupying. Except now,
presumably, also we have no hard numbers on that.
Well, that's true. But okay, yeah, theoretically, one could argue that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you now don't have a choice. You have to go on Mickey's, Runaway Railway because it's either that or Roger Rabbit. Plus, I don't know. I just feel like the land is better with all these things that you could do out here. What?
Well, that's why I'd say if they want, they could. There's a couple options in DCA they could put in. And DCA is going to need stuff to pull people away from
Well, now, you mentioned that because one of the reasons why we assumed it was here and why a lot of people are on this bandwagon is the apologies to Elsa in that post.
This area was partially earmarked for...
It was earmarked for a Frozen expansion.
But also meet in the animation movie.
That's true.
And that's a pretty big building if you got it the whole thing.
It would take the whole building, really.
Yeah. But I mean, the only other things in there are, again, a couple of smaller things.
Disney Junior also, you could take that.
Yeah, so there's space that can easily be much better utilized in Hollywood.
And I've always...
Again, that part's going to need people to pull them away from here anyway.
It works, Mickey's ride works better in that land anyway, I think.
With the premise of movies and going into a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. You're entering one of their films.
Important is going to be you go to the Chinese theater, formerly the Great Movie. You go inside, they're going to step into the movie.
Right, you're going into the movie, which is perfect for the backlight.
Yeah.
So Disney, if you're listening, cancel the plans.
Because we know you watch all our videos.
Cancel the plans.
Totally take all my advice seriously and then throw it in the garbage.
They're big fans of you, Ian.
Oh, I'm sure. Fans of saying, "Oh, this guy doesn't do that." That's great. That's cute.
The other options are, hey Sarah, hi Liz, how are you guys? Good morning.
Huh?
Welcome to Fresh Baked. No. One of the other options being discussed if they don't want to occupy, if they want to save the clock tower, they want to save some of ToonTown, is to take the Star Wars Land expansion area that they were.
Because there's a small expansion pack.
There is, but then we don't get a Star Wars Land expansion.
Yeah. So it won't need one for a long time.
Probably. Now I want to ask you though, where are they going to put Star Tours over here?
You know, I would Star Tours if they continue like making these sort of improvements of more cohesive story. I'd be cool with being kept. I know there's other people who are. The realistic is that happening is unlikely.
Yeah, no, we would have known about it. They would have.
Well, we do know that they were planning to have a third attraction at one point. So.
Do you know what I heard? This is pie in the sky, total blue sky. But somebody mentioned this in another thread. I think it might have been in the Mickey Mini Runaway Railway thread.
Up on the forum things. I've just gotten too tired of reading any of it.
He said, no, or it might have been in their Star Wars Land development or construction thread, but he said put Star Tours at the entrance to Galaxy's Edge, right here, and then when you get off,
that'd be great.
The exit is into the land.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
That'd be cool.
I do thought for a bit they might do that in Florida until we saw they're keeping, the Muppet Courtyard and Grand Avenue. So that, Star Tours, then into the land. But now it's going to be Star Tours, Muppet, Grand Avenue, and then Star Wars. Yeah. Which is why theirs will get rethemed, because you have this weird, Star Wars, Muppets, Star Wars.
Yeah, no, that's weird.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
It probably won't ever happen. But
I know people have other pie in the sky things on Twitter, like, what if they made a people mover from Star Tours to the new land or an underground tunnel? I'm like, I'm not saying that wouldn't be cool, but that's like...
There's no way.
That's beyond even blue sky. That's that's like
purple sky.
Light years away.
So yeah, there is some space between, right here, just over this wall. But where that warehouse building is, basically,
yes,
which we still don't know what that is, or if it's permanent or not. But there's that, or the other option is to take over on the other side of this wall, this way, which we can't through those trees, is the Fantasyland Theater.
Yes.
Which I hope they don't do.
Well, but then it would be you'd have a Mickey Mouse movie ride in Fantasyland, which is weird. Unless you had the entrance go under the tracks.
Yeah, that's no good.
Which is
unless
the train would have to close again for a couple of years.
Unless you consider that part ToonTown now.
But I think the point of ToonTown is that's outside the train track, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
Entered Mickeys Toontown because it's
here. That's true. There's supposed to be a change in the when you go through.
Fantasyland is on that side of the
like when you break through the wall in Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's exactly.
All right. Well, okay. So there you go, guys. That's just kind of a brief overview of what is possible. This is this is the future. This is a couple years from now, at least. But I'll say this though. ToonTown does need it.
I mean, hell, if they could even just keep the paint fresh regularly.
Can't even do that.
That'd be great because California sun bleaches that paint.
It's all bleached out. It's totally washed out. You can just look at it. You can see it.
The mountains in particular are kind of rough right now.
Look at that's
I know the downtown part of ToonTown they've kept fresher more regularly, which is nice. Yeah. But this corner has not gotten as much attention.
This thing needs life. It needs life, and that's part of the problem is that it was built lifeless. There's so much concrete and static objects in here. There's not a whole lot of organic sort of texture, right? It lacks that completely. Everything here is made of concrete, and I don't enjoy that. Matter of fact, we need to leave right now. Hey guys, look. It's Donald Duck.
Show the people.
What?
Show the people that you tried. Look at that red. You see that red right there?
Yeah, I was trying to.
That's David trying to sabotage these adorable little babes.
That's my shoulder. That is a nice shoulder.
That is a nice shoulder.
Look, there goes Donald. Donald!
Donald! Did you see Pluto?
We did.
You did?
We saw you playing with Pluto. It was cute. What were you saying to him? You gave him a scratch?
Yeah.
He loves you.
Well, because he just kind of, sometimes I think that Pluto's one of our homies, because
Pluto's definitely a homie.
Because he turned around and saw me and he went,
yeah.
And so then I was like, Pluto! And then we started, doing our thing.
Pluto. Yeah, for sure.
And then I was telling him that he's like my favorite puppy in the whole world. And then he was like, and I was like, but don't tell anybody. And then
or Bruce Wayne.
He was being all right. I gotta copy his walk.
You do, huh? I think he's already been gobbled up, though.
You don't know that.
By guests that love him. Are you running in place? Are you Plutoing in place?
It's a good workout.
You're rocking your core.
Like those old 80s like workout videos. Okay, guys, here we go.
Where's Hope? We lost Hope about 5 minutes into this.
He's got us doing audience participation. There we go. She's not giving this up. This bit is dead, but she's not giving it up.
Right outside, right, Blue? Right outside, right?
Oh my God.
Let's give it to the sunset.
All right, I stand corrected. That bit totally worked. Where are they going? Oh my God. I think we've lost Sara. She's running away with Pluto.
I think Pluto's running away with her.
Wait.
What? I gotta catch up. He's tired. He needs a drink of water.
We're out of breath.
Get a drink of water, Pluto.
We need water.
I'm sure that's probably not allowed, but go ahead.
We made it. Here's your water, Pluto. Here's your water. Good boy. So I know. That was a good workout. Thanks, my favorite puppy in the whole world. No, you.
Oh my God, that's the biggest heart ever.
Have a good day, Pluto.
Okay, all right, you two.
Okay, you have to go, Pluto.
No, you hang up.
No, you stop.
No, you hang up. No, you.
You're so
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Bye, Pluto.
Bye, Pluto. Way to go, Sara. Now we have to re-edit all of our best of videos. By the way, there's a fountain. Just saying. That's a fountain.
That's Pluto's water bowl.
Guys, when they're making fun of me the way I run right now. When Sara was running about with Pluto at ToonTown, I had to chase them down in order to get that video. They said that I run like Fred Flintstone.
What?
Why do you gotta say I run like Fred Flintstone?
You do. Twinkle Toes, I think that's what they called him.
Do you come home and go,
Wilma, I'm home. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones.
Oh my God. Anyway,
I love the
help me,
Flintstones.
Fresh Pig. We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Fresh Baked!